You know, there was a story about Hizir, peace be upon him. One day a sultan became obsessed with meeting him. He says, "Whoever introduces me to Khidr, I will make him rich, drown him in gold." So there was a poor dervish like me. He says, "Well, I'm already old. What's the point of becoming rich at this age anyway?" He says, "Let me go to the Sultan. I'll tell him I can arrange a meeting with Khidr." He says, "Let me get a hefty amount of gold." But the Sultan says, "If it doesn't happen within 3 months, I'll have your head chopped off your neck." He says, "Well, let him take my head then. At least those left behind will get to see some gold today, if nothing else." He goes, "My Sultan," he says, "I can arrange for you to meet Khidr within 3 months. Is that good? Let me get my advance." He takes more gold. The Sultan knows too. He leaves. And that's the last anyone sees of him. 3 months pass. There's no Khidr, nothing at all. He appears before the Sultan. "Well, let's see, Mustafa Effendi. Honestly, my Sultan," he says, "this is how it is, truly. I was very poor." He says, "I did this just to save what little was left behind for me. If you wish, forgive me. I deserve execution anyway." Now, again, there are 3 viziers. See how important a person's background is. The position he holds right now doesn't matter, does it? You know, I always say a wolf's cub becomes a wolf. Can a bear's cub become a wolf, Alfred, do you know? No, it can't. It becomes a bear just like itself. Now look, how is it? Pay attention to the viziers. The Sultan asks, "What should we do with him?" Again, one of them says, "Sir, forgive him. He explained his situation. The servant made a mistake. What value do 3 or 5 gold coins have to a sultan like you? Forgiveness befits you." Someone from the crowd says, "He spoke the truth. My goodness." So a vizier says, he says, "Let's execute him. Let's cut his flesh into pieces, like diced meat." Again, someone from the crowd steps forward. He says, "This vizier also spoke the truth. My goodness." A third one steps forward. He says, "My Sultan, let's execute him and make a drum out of his skin." That person steps forward again and says, "He also spoke the truth." The Sultan gets angry. He says, "Who are you to say that all of them spoke the truth?" He replies, "I am Khidr." He says, "You should pardon this man. Look, he brought me to you." He says, "Let me also tell you the true nature of these 3 viziers. The ones I said spoke the truth." He says, "The father of the vizier who asked for forgiveness was a bey. See, a bey's some such words suit him." He says, "The servant makes mistakes, the Sultan forgives. He asks for your forgiveness." He says, "The second one's father was a butcher. Look," he says, "let's execute him and cut his meat into pieces. He'll make stew for you. His father was also a butcher." Our Prophet has a saying, look. He says, "Kullu shayin yarku ila asli." Everything eventually returns to its origin, he says. That is, he says, and his father was a drummer. You know, back then, it wasn't like now with all these universities, there weren't any. They used to gather a lot of slaves. Right? In the old days, during the Ottoman era, everyone was judged according to their abilities. A slave could become a grand vizier. The man is talented, intelligent. Look, he says, that's why he said it. He said, his father was also a drummer. Do you see the nobility? The Sultan forgives him too, but look at what's happening here.